All right, so now that we've talked about quadratics and the key parts, so like the y-intercept, the x-intercept, the axis of symmetry, the domain, the range, all that good stuff. Now we're going to talk about specifically when they're talking about solutions. So we know that solution is just another word for x-intercept. Okay. So when they ask us questions about the solution, we can only find the solution when the equation is equal to 0, like the number 0. Okay. So if it's not equal to 0, solve the equation so it is equal to 0. So that means one side needs to be blank. Everything needs to be on the same side of the equation. So when in number 1 it says, what are the solutions to blah, blah, blah equals -7, I need to move -7. On this case, to the left side. Now, how do I move -7 to the left side? Well, if this is an equation, we know when you go across the sign, you got to change the sign. So it says -7, so I'm going to do the opposite, which is +7. Now, I need to figure out, there's a lot of numbers over here, which number am I actually going to do +7 on? Well, this is just a regular 7. So I'm going to +7 with the regular number on this side. So I have a 10, k squared, a k, and a 37. The 37 is a regular number, so I'm going to do +7 on the -37. This goes away. These both drop down because I'm not doing +7 with them. Okay, -37 +7. We're going to type that in Desmos, which we're going to do the graphing one. So, -37 plus 7 is -30, so I write -30 equals 0. Yay! So now, when it says what are the solutions, that means what are the x-intercepts? Okay, so what am I going to do? Well, now that it's equal to 0, I'm going to type this in Desmos. Type in Desmos. Now, Desmos only likes the letters x and y. So if it has a k, we need to change those so that it's an x. So what I actually type in is going to be 10x squared minus 20x minus 30. This is what I type. I do not type equals 0 at the end. Just this. Boom. Okay, so let's type it. So we're going to x. Ooh, we're not doing it on there. We're going to x this out. We're going to type 10x squared minus 20x minus 30. Is that what it said? I forget. Minus. Yes. Okay. So now I'm looking at the graph for the x-intercepts. If you can't, like in this one, I see where it crosses the x. I see both places. If you don't see it, then you're going to have to zoom out until you see the x-intercepts. But in this case, I see them and I click on the dots. Oh, there's 2 of them. Bam, bam. So -1, 0 and 3, 0. Those are both solutions because that means x-intercept. So I'm going to write that down. So final answer over here is -1, 0 and 3, 0. Okay. Final answer. Nice and pretty. That's pretty much it. One more example. Another way they like to do it is they'll say, oh, the equation right here is shown below, like on this graph. Yahoo. But then it says, what are the equations to, and it gives you like the same equation on one side, but instead of a 0, now it has -6. So what does that mean about this graph? That means don't look at this graph. Don't look at the graph. And don't look at this equation either because they're not asking about that. They're asking about the other equation. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to write this down over here because we know solutions. That means the x-intercept. And in order to do that, it needs to say equals 0 over here. So we're going to write this down. X squared plus 4x minus 11 equals -6. I know I need to move this -6 to the left side. How do I do that? Well, right now it's negative. I got to do the opposite, so I'm going to +6. What one am I going to do +6 on? Well, it's a regular number, so I'm going to plus it with the regular number, which means x squared and 4x drops down. -11 plus 6. You would type that in Desmos if you don't know what it is, but -11 plus 6 is -5. And now it equals 0. Yay. So now I know I'm going to type this side in, not equal 0, just this. Type in Desmos. Okay, so we're going back to Desmos. We're Xing this out. We are typing x squared plus 4x minus 5. I see my x-intercepts. Again, solution, that means we're looking for x-intercepts only. If I needed to zoom out, I would, but on here I already see it. I'm going to click on the dots because it's going to tell me the numbers, and I'm going to write those numbers as my answer. So my solutions, my x-intercepts are -5, 0 and 1, 0. Now, in Desmos, in formative, it's going to ask you, like, what are the solutions? So you're going to type this. You're going to type it with a comma in the middle, no spaces. Okay. Last thing, sometimes they can ask, like, what is the positive solution? Or negative solution. Either way, what is the positive solution? And they give you the equation. So I would solve it the same way. But when it says what is the positive solution only, that means, like, out of these two solutions, pick the positive number. One of them is negative and one of them is positive. So I would pick only the positive number as the answer. Or if it said what is the negative solution, then you would pick the negative number as the answer. Okay? Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to solutions. You make sure it's equal to 0 and then type it in Desmos. Otherwise, you guys can go ahead and start the formative.